I bought this 2013 Chevy Malibu earlier this year, and now in October, I'm going to walk you through what it actually made. In this video, I'm going to reveal how much I actually profited and if it was a good deal or not. But first, let me explain. So, if you don't know, I'm George Madden. I'm Pittsburgh's largest Turo host in the whole Pittsburgh area, but when I first started, I knew nothing about cars. I didn't know which cars to buy, which cars would be profitable, which cars would lose me money, and all of the headaches that came along with the Turo business. So I started this journey over 4 years ago, and I've been through everything from cars blowing up with engines going out, to replacing transmissions, to having cars stolen, to having cars get totaled within their first trip, to now where I've been able to build up a fleet of over 50 vehicles. And I'm going to walk you guys through everything you need to know about renting out your first car. And I'm going to reveal the numbers that this Malibu I'm sitting in actually profited me. All right, guys, so what's so important when sourcing a car is the actual price you're getting it for. So this car is actually one of the cheaper ones in my fleet. It's under $5,000. The average price of most of my vehicles is around $7,500, but remember, that's not what they're actually worth. That's what I source them at. Some of my $5,000 cars are worth more than $10,000 because we buy them at auctions, we source them through trade-ins, and we have a variety of ways and connections to get cars at a great rate. So this car right here, under $5,000, and let me just walk you through it real quick. So obviously this is going to be an economy car, right? And with an economy car, you're going to have some dents, maybe some small scratches, and the car is not going to be perfect. I'll show you guys the outside of it. So most important thing is to always keep the vehicle clean. This one, we haven't had a chance to take it to the car wash yet, but it just came back from a trip. So as you can see, the car overall is in pretty good condition. When I say dents and scrapes, I'm not talking about major issues with the car, like a huge dent right in the middle of the hood or something that would make it look very aesthetically unpleasing. But as you can see, there's going to be some small imperfections, like right here on the bumper. Just a small mark right there. Just some small scratches right there. Rocks come up, things happen to the vehicle. But remember, this is an economy car. We're not renting out Mercedes-Benz with this or something that's a little bit higher end where you might receive some complaints for that. People know it's an economy car, it's priced right, and there's going to be some imperfections that are expected when renting a car in this price range. And what is that price range? Well, this car typically rents between $40 a day on the low side and then $55 a day on the high side. But really, usually the low 40s is the sweet spot for this type of vehicle. And it brings in around $1,000 to $1,200 a month. And I'll go through the actual profit it made towards the end of this vehicle so you guys know what you can expect to actually make when buying a car in the $5,000 price range. So, like I said, this car brings in around $1,200 a month. Some of the costs that you have to keep in mind for the car are: one, car washes. So, the car wash that we signed this up for gives us unlimited washes, which is great because it reads the license plate, and we actually put in the guest instructions to have people take the car through the car wash. And we put instructions that the guest actually receives a complimentary car wash when renting the car. We can't require the guest to take the car through the car wash, but by just putting the word complimentary in there, a lot of guests will actually do it themselves. So that costs us about $15 a month, and that's as many washes as you want during a 30-day time period. Make sure to keep your car clean, and that's an expense that I think's needed. During the summer, sometimes we take the cars off the wash because we have a water hookup here, and we also have all the tools needed to clean the car. But when it's busier and we don't have the full team here, sometimes we'll still run it through the wash. So that's one of the expenses. Number two, it's going to be your insurance, and I'm going to be talking about the off-rental insurance. So what is off-rental insurance? For those of you who don't know, off-rental insurance covers you when the vehicle is not being rented on a rideshare platform like Turo. So that's going to cover you when the car is just sitting here at the lot, when I'm taking it to go maintenance the car, take it through the wash, fill it up with gas, or take it for any business-related trip in the car. That right now costs me $60 a month on the car. And that's for liability only. You can get comprehensive as well, which covers the full amount of the vehicle, but I only do that for my higher end cars and not for the $5,000 ones, because after doing the math, that savings on insurance is $50 a month and really adds up over the years of renting the vehicle. So right there, we have insurance, and then we have the car wash, and that puts us at about $65 a month in overhead. Now, there's a third expense I'm going to talk about, and that is maintenance. So when I say maintenance, what does that mean? Well, that's tires on the vehicle. That's going to be oil changes on the vehicle, any fluids that the car needs, and anything else that goes wrong. Overall, that's not something that you have an expense for every single month, but what I do is budget $100 a month for anything that goes wrong with the car, like it needing tires, oil changes, anything like that. And $100 a month budget has really helped when anything has happened with the car. And that's been more than enough for me when I buy the vehicles right, to keep them on the road and to keep everything going smoothly with the car, to make sure it's performing at its best. And guys, you don't want to put cars out there that you aren't maintaining well, because it's going to end up in guests not being satisfied. They're not going to come back. You're not going to be running a great business. And really, do not chintz when it comes to car maintenance. Very important to make sure this car is driving to its best ability possible. Even when you're dealing with economy cars like this and things that are cheaper, you still have to give your customers a great experience. And safety is so important. I would feel awful if anybody drove one of my cars and they got into an accident because it wasn't maintained right. And on top of me feeling awful, it could open you up for a lawsuit. So that's why insurance is very important in this business. And when you work with us at carrentalcoach.com, we show you the proper way to insure yourself to make sure you're covered if anything bad happens at all. Or if you need to make money when the car does get into an accident, we're there to help you every step of the way. And we win insurance every single time. But a good way to avoid having insurance issues is making sure the car is well maintained. All right, guys, next cost we're going to get into. I have a hardwired tracker in every single one of my vehicles. So they actually install it in the engine, and it is hidden in there. So even the best of thieves usually can't find the device. It costs me $10 a month for my tracking fee. And what that does, it allows me to track the car at any time, real live updates, and more importantly, since I get them hardwired, I press a button right on my device. It shuts the vehicle off, so the ignition is dead and the renter can't actually start the car back up. So that's perfect for whenever the car's stolen and we need to repossess it. For those that don't have a tracker hardwired in there, you're not going to be able to use the kill switch. And I know the kill switch has personally saved me thousands of dollars, because just the time it would take to recover the vehicle without having that would be such a hassle. And those are days that the car's not rented, and you're not getting paid for that, guys. So a kill switch is so important, and we show you exactly how to set that up. So like I said, most trackers run between 10 and 15. The ones I currently use are $10 a month. Okay, guys, so those are all my fixed costs with the vehicle that I have to pay every single month. And then there's another cost I want to talk about. That's the cut that Turo takes when you list the vehicle on the platform. So Turo has a variety of plans. There's a 60 plan, a 75 plan, an 80 plan, an 85 plan, and a 90 that all come with different deductibles, benefits, and everything you can think of. So I personally use the 80 plan that comes with a $750 deductible. I found that to be the sweet spot that makes the most sense for my business and the amount of insurance claims that we get. But everybody's going to be different based on their market. I've had some people that we work with where the cars rent for years without an accident, and then I have some other hosts where the cars are in an accident every single week. And that's why navigating insurance is so important. But taking the 80 plan into consideration, that means I'm taking 20% of the earnings, they're going to Turo. Keep in mind though, Turo is getting that fee to market the car, to deal with getting the customers for you, access to their system, and on top of that, giving you insurance during the trip. So I use that plan, and after experimenting a lot, I found that to be the sweet spot where I'm making the most and making sure I protect myself, so when the cars are in accidents, I can actually profit a lot of the times. But guys, like, again, we'll help you pick out an insurance plan that makes the most sense after we run the numbers and look at things in more detail. But every market's different. No shoe fits the same on any host, so that's something we can look into. But again, that's not a fixed cost, and I'm able to change that at any time I want, and it just comes out of the earnings before I receive them, so not that big of a deal at all. And a lot of you have asked me in the past, well, what about the car payment? Well, I started with a few loans and financed my cars in a variety of ways, including cash. I took a mortgage out on a rental property I had paid off, and a few other ways that I teach my students. But I don't have a car payment on this vehicle. I paid it cash. But for a $5,000 car, if you were to get a car payment, it should only be a couple $100s at that point. So still adds up, but nothing huge. So just to recap what we've gone through. We have the tracker fee, that's $10 a month. We have the car wash subscription, that's $15 a month. We have our insurance, that's $60 a month. And then those are all the costs that we currently have, and then Turo's insurance through the platform, which takes a percentage of your total earnings. So overall, overhead is very low. And now I'm finally going to reveal to you guys what the car has actually earned me over the last year. But first, one more thing. So guys, people ask me, how did I source that car for under $5,000? Well, at carrentalcoach.com, we can get you the same value that we purchased, and we get our clients deals like that every single day. So we have connections with dealerships, we have connections with partners, and we have people that have been in the car industry for over 50 years on our team that help do the sourcing to get you guys the best deal. And when you sign up at carrentalcoach.com, it's actually included in the program, so there's no additional cost for us to source you vehicles. And we guarantee everybody that sources through us 20% off market value of the vehicle that we find for them. So guaranteed savings, guys. If you want to get cars at this rate like we do, just go to carrentalcoach.com, fill out the quick 60-second survey so you can schedule a call to book with us. And if you're qualified, we'll help you source the vehicles and set them up and do everything, so it's completely automated for you. All right, guys, now time to reveal what this vehicle actually made me. Now this car, and remember, it's only September, so we still have a few months left in the year to get the annual earnings. This car has made over $9,000 and only cost around $1,600 when it came to maintenance and all the other fixed costs that I talked about. All right, guys, and that's put us at a whopping profit of $8,220. Now, remember, we bought the car for a little shy of $5,000, but that means we were able to pay off the vehicle and still make a couple $1,000s on it. Plus, we still have months left to really finish the year strong. So really, this is a win, guys. I own this car now completely cash, no debt at all, and put a few $1,000s in my pocket. And now this thing is poised to take off, keep bringing in more money. And since I bought it at such a great rate, anytime I ever need to sell it, I can recoup that money back again, making this car a true winner. So guys, if you want to make sure you come out on top in the Turo game, make sure to give us a call at carrentalcoach.com and check out our next video.